I just finished ceramic coating my hood, so now I'm going to let it cure for about 24 hours. To pick up from the last episode, I ended it by talking about how I'm going to align my hood, and I just finished aligning it and it was a lot harder than I expected. The hood is on now and I spent quite a bit of time adjusting the hood. One of the gaps that I want to eliminate was the sides here. It was a little bit shifted closer to this side, so I adjusted the hinges on the hood on both sides and I was able to shift it a little bit, maybe about 2 millimeters to the left, so that way it's a little bit even now. And then the front here, the bumper stops, I had to adjust those too because it was sinking a little bit too low, and so I loosened them and now they're pretty much flush. To adjust the hood, I actually took out this panel back here so I can get the screws on the hinges so that I could loosen it very slightly, but just enough to eliminate some of the gap that I had initially. The latches on the front were a little bit also a challenge. I had to make the hole a little bit bigger, so it's a little bit elongated, and that allowed me to kind of shift it up a little bit forward so that I could bring the hood down a little bit more. The next step now is to clean my hood. What I'm going to do is get a few of my materials so that I could detoxify the hood. It's a brand new hood, so I'm not too concerned about the process, but I want to make sure that before I ceramic coat it, that it is free of any contaminants. I'm going to go with a 3-step process for sealing my hood. And the first step is going to be using the iron remover. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to try to get as much shine as I can by using the Meguiar's Ultimate Polish. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to use the ceramic coating. The ceramic coating I'm using has the graphene component, so it's a little bit more of a modern ceramic coating. And this is going to be a little bit of a harder one, which is going to be a 12H, so it's going to last a lot longer. In conjunction with the iron remover, I'm going to use my very soft detail brush to spread the iron remover solution evenly. And then once I'm done, I'm going to spray with some water and use a dry towel to remove the solution. Now that I have the iron remover all set and brushed into the hood, I'm going to go ahead and spray with some water and remove with a dry towel. The hood's looking a lot better. I just did a pass with the iron remover and then sprayed some water and used a dry towel. I actually used 2 different towels to dry the hood and got all the grease from my hands and my arms that was all over the hood from when I was installing it. So now that that is done, let's go ahead and move on to the next stage, which is the polishing. I'm going to start with a Torx DA, and then I'm going to use a light cutting pad just to get out any little swirls and also have that polishing component. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to move on to the graphene ceramic coating. I also want to make sure I use gloves on this because I don't want any of my oils from my hands to get back on the car. Here's the ceramic coating I'm going to be using. It comes with the actual graphene ceramic coating here and then the applicator pad. And behind this, it comes with also a towel. I believe there's 2 of them here. And then it comes with also gloves. And I think there's 2 of them here. So there's 2 gloves. And then here's the instructions. And then here's the applicator to put around the pad so that I could spread the solution. I'm about to start the polishing and ceramic procedure, so I'm not too sure how much footage I'm going to be able to get because my hands are going to be pretty tied up. So we'll try to get as much as we can. Otherwise, I'll summarize it towards the end of this vlog. I was able to buff out the hood, and I actually had to do 1 pass of compound because I noticed some surface scratches on it, so I wanted to get out as much as I can before I polish my car. I'm just about ready to lay the ceramic coating on the car. So I gotta put my gloves back on and then just survey the hood to make sure that there's no leftover polish and make sure it's as clean as possible before I lay out the graphene ceramic coating. I like working with the ceramic coating with the graphene component because it doesn't dry as fast. So I was able to do one full pass on the entire hood, and once I was done, I was able to wipe it off before it fully dried. Now I'm gonna let it cure for about 24 hours, but probably give it a little bit more time before I give the car a full wash because the entire car is dirty, and before I start doing a photo shoot with the car, I wanna make sure everything is clean. Here's a fresh look at the ceramic coating. I'm gonna go ahead and let it cure about 24 hours, or I might extend it to about 48. I ended up waiting about 5 days for the ceramic coating to cure. And now that it's cured, I went ahead and put on the emblem. So everything is pretty much set. You can see in the background, my original hood is still there. So I still need to clean it, and I'm gonna bubble wrap it and store it away. When I was shopping around for a hood, there were several designs that were available, but I was very particular about the one that I wanted for my car. I could have went with an OEM looking hood that was carbon fiber, but I wanted something more aggressive. Another option could have been the one with a single vented hood. I was actually very close to pulling the trigger on this, but I want to shop around a little bit more. I did like to add a little bit more aggressiveness to the front, but this was a little bit too busy for me, so I passed on this one. In the end, this is exactly what I envisioned for my car. I wanted something to represent the Porsche GT racing line, like the GT2 RS, GT3 RS. So this is exactly what I wanted. On the next episode, I'll be going to one of my friend's events at the Corona Municipal Airport. So I'll take my 911 out for the first time with the new hood on. That's gonna do it for this episode. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you on the next one.